I have seen terrible companies make it out their first year. So as long as you aren't an amphibian, I'm sure you'll be fine. And you're already here. Congratulations. You're ahead of the game. This is exactly where you want to be gathering information before you do anything. I mean, maybe some of you already did something, right? And you already messed up, and at least you're here, right? That's important. Again, congratulations. But this is just the beginning. You see, for every broker that has an authority requirement, a length of authority requirement, there are many others that don't. Most companies don't fail due to a lack of customers in their first year. I'll get to that in a second. I think I should warn you about when your authority is active, because there's a lot of brokers that work with you as soon as 3 months, right? And people say, well, why can't I just park? Why can't I just sit on that authority? Well, I mean, do you want to pay a ton of insurance every month? Because insurance is expensive your first year. So no, you can't just sit at home like a caterpillar. Your insurance has to kick in order for those MC numbers to be active. That's when the time counts. So this clock starts ticking when you get all of that in order and your insurance kicks in, you get all your stuff settled, and you're on the road and you're booking loads. So there's no way to get around that. For everything, you have to pay your dues. I see people in this industry who literally have already failed before they've even hauled their first load. They've already failed before they've hit their first pothole. Because as I said before, remember, you shouldn't go out of business because of customers in your first year. You would have failed due to things you did prior to even opening your corporation. You should gather knowledge during that time and really understand how the industry works. Have a plan of action. I'm going to do you a solid. I'm going to list out a bunch of reasons, a bunch of aspects that are even more important than your customers in the first year, right? Because your first year is about establishing yourself. So here goes. Did you finance too much? More than you can afford? Did you rent equipment and not take the changing market into consideration? Are you going in with a certain amount of knowledge, or are you not from this industry and see this as an investment opportunity? Did you rent your trucks and not negotiate proper terms? Did you choose the right employees? Oh boy, that's a fun one. What type of entity did you form when you filed to start your business? Do you have too many trucks and too little partners so the money split won't be enough? Do you have knowledgeable people or reptiles by your side? Do you know the areas you're running? Are you a good negotiator? Or have you hired someone to do the negotiating for you? Are you living off the money you generate from this business? Or is this supplemental income to you? Cheers. You like my cup? It's got my name on it. Check it out. Hold up. Yeah, there we go. Cheers. So like and subscribe if you want to see me hop on those other topics in the near future. Moving on, what is it that you expect from the market? What is it that you expect from this industry when you first start? I mean, everyone has dreams, but honestly, what do you expect? Do you expect to make a call and demand the best freight? You want the gold mine. You want the best direct freight. You're going to call up a broker and demand the best freight when you start off for your first loads, in your first year? Well, I got a question for you. Who the fuck are you? I mean, let me put this into perspective. You're going to hop on the phone and you're going to say, I demand your best freight immediately, as I am born of the house Lannister, and you are an imp in comparison to me. No, they're just going to hang up on you if there's too many trucks in the area. That's just how it works, right? There's other ways to do this, which we'll explore further. My friend, you are a bastard in this industry. Remember that. The people have to choose you. You are chosen by the people. The good news is that you have the potential to get as much as you work for. You got to work smart. All right? But like I said, you're already here. You're gathering information. Great sign. Honestly, I'm impressed. I obviously have a lot of problems as a human being. But one thing that you guys will appreciate about me is that I'm not going to sugarcoat reality for you in order to sell you a course. I mean, I like money, right? I'm not ruling that out in the future, right? If enough people ask. But I want to provide a lot for you guys first. But I see a lot of these other bozos, they're just painting you all these dreams, all these pictures, right? And they don't tell you the reality. You know, I don't want you to get into anything. Look, if you're intimidated by this video, I want you to dissolve your company. Go. If you already started, go. Hop out of your truck, leave, get the driver, tell the drivers to leave. Forget about dispatching freight, brokering freight, doing whatever, moving. I want you to just leave. It's okay. This is for the sharks. You don't have to stay. The worst thing in the world is, do you guys watch MMA? I'm a big fan of MMA. One, UFC, Bellator, etc. And the worst thing is seeing somebody in the ring who doesn't want to be there. Is there something worse than that? I want both guys to want to be there. And I want you to be here. I want you to be here, but I want you to be smart about it. And I want you to be prepared. I don't want you going in hoping for all this incredible freight from the jump. No, you gotta, what do you bring to the table? Right? Like, who are you? Like I said, who are you? You're nobody to these people. They don't need you. They don't need you. I mean, what do you provide? Now, let me get something very straight with you. Just because you're new does not mean that you let them take advantage of you. You set your prices at your value, but you have to bring something to the table and you have to pay your dues. Everyone's got to pay their dues, right? You got to do people favors. You know, you got to build those relationships. This is all about relationship building, my friends. That's why your first year is so exciting. Now, some customers won't even look at you unless your MC is about a year old. For those that don't work with people who are new, I totally understand them because the amount of morons in this industry is staggeringly high. I mean, I can't blame them. You have to prove yourself. I mean, is the freight going to get there? They don't even know about you. They don't even know your equipment. A lot of brokers will work with you in just 3 months' time. A lot of them will work with you off the jump. They'll take the risk. Usually it's big brokerages, right? I mean, they could afford to take a risk. But now, be careful that they don't just push their cheap freight on you. But that's another topic for another day. Some of the brokerages you can work with off the top of my head. You can work with TQL, Nolan Transportation Group, Landstar. Let me tell you something about Landstar. I hear a lot of people talking about them. I mean, people complain about everything, right? But honestly, I've hauled very good loads for them in the past. You can haul terrible loads from any broker, all right? Let's get that straight. That's just how it is. But you know, of course, I'm sure people have had bad experiences, but you know, I've hauled quite a few good loads for them in the past. Let's see, I said, C.H. Robinson, and then there's, what's that last one? Oh, there's Convoy as well. If you're looking to bid, you can work with Convoy. I feel like I'm missing some. I know I'm definitely missing a couple, but this is just off the top of my head. And Swift, the famous Swift, you know, the company that goes viral on social media all the time because their drivers are a little chaotic. And I don't want to normalize, you know, I have a problem with on my Instagram page, I have a post relating to that. I don't enjoy when we completely make fun of these new drivers. I guess it's kind of fun sometimes, but a lot of the time, people are recording them while they're backing up and doing something, and they're just waiting for something to happen just so that they get their 2 minutes on their 2 minutes on social media. And it's just, I don't think that's cool. If you ever see someone like that that's making a mistake, get out of your truck or whatever and just help them out. You know what I mean? Just putting that out there. We can make fun of other things, like how bad this market is right now. Guys, your first year is so exciting because you basically get to tailor make your business. It's like, think of cooking. Do you guys like cooking? I mean, I hope I can relate to a couple of you. I love cooking. I think it's awesome. And I think it's because it's something necessary that we have to do in life. It's a life skill. And if I'm going to do something every day, I might as well have fun doing it, right? And I love how you can create something out of it. I enjoy creating things. I mean, I'm an entrepreneur. I love that. And to me, cooking is the same concept. So when you cook, you give it your own personality, you give it your own touch. And that's what you're doing with this business. The decisions you make in the first year will either make or break you. Your first year is a time to really get used to your workflow, understand your workflow. It's a time to gain knowledge, right? You're supposed to walk and understand so then you can later fly. And I don't say run because after you walk, that's it. Go fly. Don't be a hero your first year. After that, you learn a little bit, go crazy, save money, all that other good stuff, and then go crazy. But there's so much to do in your first year, so much that you have to learn. Something as simple as getting used to the workflow of your spreadsheets, getting the load you're hauling, the information of the load you're hauling, the destination, where your trucks are at, all that stuff, and putting that on a nice little spreadsheet, creating a little spreadsheet, and just getting used to every time you close a deal for freight, you go and you put that in your spreadsheet. It honestly feels amazing to feel that organized, but that takes a little practice, right? Like you haul a load and then you immediately go and you input that information and you just get used to it. It becomes a habit, like putting deodorant on, it becomes a habit. And I don't know why I just said that, but yeah, it does become a habit. So your first year, you get used to those little things. There's a lot you learn. Go slow and just make sure you're doing things right. Don't expand too quick, all that other stuff. But we'll get into that another day. Remember that in your first year, you might not make as much as you expect. I mean, insurance is really high. But it's about establishing yourself. Like I said, I'm not here to sugarcoat anything for you guys. Like I said, I have problems as a human being, but I enjoy giving people a lifeline and the opportunity to not be ignorant. I think I'll give you guys a couple more tips. Why not? Make sure, it's important, make sure that when you start, map out the routes, map out where you want to go, where you want to work at. Get set up with the brokers. Do that immediately. Give them a call and tell them to send you a setup package. Tell them I want to be set up, and they'll do the rest. They'll send you an email, do whatever it is. All right? Send you a fax. I love using fax, by the way. Man, do people hate me for that? But I love using fax. Isn't fax great? Fax machines are the best. I mean, I just love paper. I'm really weird. It's really weird because I have a camera in front of me and I'm recording with all this tech, but man, I love paper. I love letters. I love writing all that stuff. I mean, that's great. I mean, we lost that, and I understand why. I'm just saying it's a personal preference, right? It's a guilty pleasure. I think that you should definitely get on the phone and start calling, start setting up your routes, start getting an idea. And keep watching videos, not just from me, from other people. I mean, be careful what they tell you, though. There's a lot of good people, good channels, but be careful. I've seen some crazy things out there. I've seen a lot of empty promises. They just want to get their views up, but they don't want to tell you the truth. They don't want to tell you reality. All right? Even if it gets me less views, I'm going to tell you how it is. All right? I promise. I am not here to sell you dreams. Let's be real. Your first dreams probably already failed. I mean, that's why you're here. Does your family think you're a loser too? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. My family probably still thinks that I'm a loser as well. But guess what? It's the loser's time to win now. It's our turn. So remember, I am not here to sell you dreams. I am here to build a foundation for success. Given the proper preparation, given efficient preparation, I think you'll be able to swim in these deep waters. Honestly, I think so. I know so, because you're already here. But the question remains, are you a troglodyte? And will you act like one? Or are you a damn fucking CEO? Welcome to Dispatch TV. Hit that like button, subscribe, get out my face.